Hi, my name is Taylor McMichael, and I'm the faculty of record for Political Science 2305.740. Um, this is an introduction to the course. I'm going to go over the syllabus, and I'm also going to do some tips and hints, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about why the course has been delayed here a little bit. I sent out an announcement the other day and on some remedies and things for that. So, before we get started, though, a lot of times students say they want to know stuff about the faculty member. I don't think it's that interesting, but a lot of students at the end of the course say, "Oh, well, I didn't really know anything about faculty members," so I thought this is a good opportunity for me to do that. I was born on the Gulf Coast of Texas, about 6 miles from the Gulf of Mexico, in a town called Lake Jackson, Texas. It's very, very small. It's not that small, but it's small to me, right? I lived about 45 minutes southeast of Houston. Before you get all excited about, oh, you grew up close to the beach. It's not that nice of a beach, right? It's not Cancun. So mostly it's just, ugly dirt or ugly sand and seaweed, jellyfish, right? It's not the white sands. It's not the resort you might be thinking of. So, I went to Brazoswood High School where I graduated in 2003. From there, I went to college at Texas State University in San Marcos, Texas, where I graduated with a BA in political science and a minor in chemistry. I actually started out as a chemistry major. For whatever that's worth. I went to graduate school at Texas Tech University where I earned my PhD, so there's not much else to say about my education than that. I teach a lot of courses here on American politics and political methodology, including a lot of statistics courses. That's what I do most of the time here. For whatever that's worth. I have a wife who I met when I was an undergraduate at Texas State University. She is the departmental administrative assistant for social sciences. Her name is Eunice. We have a 4-month-old baby that was born in January. So during the summer, she goes to work from 8 to 5, and of course, I'm here at the house doing daddy daycare. So sometimes when I do these announcement videos, you might hear a little baby crying or at least shrieking. Rah! That's just him in the background. He usually sits with me in my office here. We try to do political science the best we can, but he's sitting over there today. So please forgive me if he's out or rambunctious. All right. This is American national government. This is not an online environment. You can contact me best at my email at mcmichael_t@utpv.edu. This is the best way to get in contact with me. You can call my office. When there's an online course at university, we're required to provide 2 methods of contact with us. Okay. Now, because it's a summer online course, I'm not required to have any office hours. So I'll be happy to meet with you anytime you want in my office. We got to arrange something, but I can meet with you. My office phone number is on the syllabus on page 1, the very, very top. This is a word of warning. I don't answer it unless I'm there, and sometimes even then, if I'm busy, I just go, you know what, there's no one that's going to be calling me that's going to be doing good stuff today, right? So I check the voicemail there whenever I get a chance, but remember, I'm not there very often, probably 1 day a week. So it's possible if you leave me a voicemail, I may not get to it until a week later, which may be catastrophic in how fast this course is going to go. So the best way is through email. I usually answer within 48 hours. I'm a little behind right now, probably about 20 hours, probably 15 hours behind. I'm going to finish them as soon as I finish this announcement. I finish my emails. I think I only have 1 or 2, so it's not a big deal, but I need to go ahead and get that done. So I'll have that done today, and I'll be caught up. So it is what it is. This is, of course, just an American national government. It's very, very basic. The textbook is Government in America, People's Politics and Policy, 16th edition. Okay? Some of you will invariably ask, is it okay if I use a previous edition? I have no problem, except the chapters don't line up now. They made sure that you couldn't use a previous version of the text. I don't know why the authors did it. Maybe to make some cash. I don't know. I don't know why they did it. But the 16th edition is the one that we're using for this semester. I put the ISBN on there. We have it in the books, or we should have it. I mean, we assign it so often, we should have tons of them. So, but if not, not supposed to say this, but Amazon, right? Amazon figure some way to get it, right? All right. Course objectives, that part right there, it's required by the university, but I don't really care about it, to be frankly honest with you. Course participation, this is all through let me go back here. Let's go to grade distribution right under that. In this course, you'll have 4 units. Each unit will consist of a series of lectures, textbook chapters to read, and then a unit discussion, a unit assignment, and then a unit exam. Okay? Each written assignment is worth 5% of your grade. There's 4 of them. 5 times 4 is 20. It's 20% of your grade. Okay? Discussion board assignments, the same thing. Okay? Objective examinations, each one is worth 15%. 15 times 4 is 60, so it's 60% of your final grade. Okay? They are the most important part. I'll get into the discussion boards here and the written assignments here in a second, but for the most part, pay attention to the exams. They are multiple choice. Some of them are difficult. Let me phrase that. All of them are difficult. And they come from a big sort of database of questions. So if you're friends with someone in the course, it's quite possible that you will get none of the same questions they get. Right? So it's a little hard to game it a little bit if you're interested in that sort of thing. It's hard to game, and truly is. Do what you can. Letter grade distribution, just kind of normal, right? That's how I'll report grades. It is what it is. I think most courses are like that. If you have a disability, you can request reasonable accommodations and classroom modifications. Address Section 504, ADA. I need to have a letter so that I can file it, right? If I don't have a letter, I can't do anything for you. If you say, hey, I've got this problem, that's a disability that needs to be remedied, I can't do anything without a letter. I'll get in trouble with showing favoritism and so forth, so on. All right, so I can't do anything without a letter. If you have a letter, feel free to send me an email with it. Usually, if you have one, they'll give you a printed copy. I'll show you how I'll give you screenshots, and I'll show you how I addressed your concerns, and you can either accept those or say, hey, this doesn't really help me. Can you do this? I may be able to, I may not to, I may be able to, but we'll go from there. Okay. All right. And I kind of talked about course communication. Oh, do not send multiple messages on the same day with the exact same message. I'm going to get to your emails. All right. I know a lot of times we think, if he didn't answer my email within 10 seconds, he must not. No, that's not the deal, right? Hey. But I will answer those as soon as humanly possible. I do not respond or check messages through Blackboard messages. In fact, I've disabled them. They're stupid. Sorry. Just the way I feel. I'm not required to keep them for any period of time, which means that in a situation in which there's some dispute between you and I about what's been said or what hasn't been said or what's been promised or what hasn't been promised, they don't have to keep them. I don't know how long they keep them. I don't know how well they keep them. So email is a better way because we are required by law to archive all emails that are non-deleted, and even then, they're still saved. So it's the best way to help both of us in case there's some sort of a dispute. So academic dishonesty is not permitted in this course. Here's the policy. If you are suspected, I'll send you a confidential email, right? I'll make sure I'm not going to do it on a message board and be like, hey, you cheated. No, that's not me. Right? Not going to do that, okay? I'll send you a personalized email saying, hey, there are some discrepancies here. And I need sort of I need an accounting of what happened here because this looks like academic dishonesty. So when that happens, usually what happens is I'll score it as a 0 and give you a reason why. You'll have, I don't know, maybe, I'm okay with how long it takes you to respond, but 48 to 72 hours to some rebuttal. Say, hey, look, that's not what happened here. Here's what happened. Here's my side of this. Okay, that's fair. If I find your explanation appealing, I'll just grade it regular. No points off or anything like that. If I say, oh, I just kind of missed that. It hadn't happened before, but I'm not willing to prejudge and say, oh, that can't happen. But I do read, if you do get accused, I do read them very carefully to make sure that I didn't do something wrong or I didn't, jump to some conclusion there. I'm pretty careful about it because it's a pretty harming thing. I know to file a charge of academic dishonesty on a student. I know it's a big deal. I'm not one of those guys that just goes, oh, that's not a big deal. It's a big deal, right? So it tarnishes your reputation. So I'm very, very careful about it. What usually happens is, here's what usually happens. If you get caught, usually I find it pretty quickly. I've been doing this for a while. At UTPB alone, I've been here since 2010. Probably 1,500 students in this course. Okay, so I catch it pretty quickly. Blackboard actually checks if anyone's ever turned anything in similar to you, right? Also checks the internet, right? So it's pretty thorough. It's not perfect, of course, but it checks every student who's ever taken my course. So if you've ever gotten it from someone else, it pretty much knows it, and it tells me what semester they took it, so I can pull up their files too, right? And I can see if there's a connection between you and the other person, right? It's pretty easy to figure it out. So what usually happens is the student says, I messed up, man. I'm sorry, right? Usually what happens then, I just file it as a 0. Bygones be bygones. I usually file a disposition of academic dishonesty with the Dean of Students, Mr. Penny Nichols. He's a nice dude. Probably not the students, but he's a nice dude to me. So, and then he'll go over it, and usually he upholds it. But he might say, hey, Taylor's wrong on this. Flat out wrong. So, and he may warrant more sanctions or not, depending on what happens. So that's the university policy on it. Usually, if students say to me, hey, I messed up here. I was in a hurry. I was trying to do this. I was trying to do that. I was just trying to get this done. Usually what I tell Penny is I'll say to Mr. Nichols, I'll say, look, they know they messed up. And usually he doesn't apply any more sanctions. Usually, okay? Now, I can't guarantee anything, but usually I go to bat for it. If you say, I didn't cheat, and it's 100% the same as someone that turned it in like a semester before, usually I say, Penny, do what you want. I don't care. Go for it. But that's up to you. That's up to you. There you go. If there's a second occurrence, it's an auto F for the course. I feel no remorse about it. I don't worry about it. I just kind of go whatever, right? That's the second time. Usually it's only on assignments. It's real hard to cheat on the exam, so it's usually 2 out of 4 assignments. I have little sympathy for that. But you're welcome to do what you want. It's your world. I'm just living in it. Due dates. We're going to talk about this pretty extensively because of the course and things like that. Look at a course schedule. I reserve the right to extend due dates, which I have done, as I sent out a message yesterday. However, I'm not going to move forward any due dates, especially not in this semester where everything's so close, right? Grades. We maintain the Blackboard course shell. Students are responsible for tracking their progress by referring to the online gradebook. If you have a question regarding grade, shoot me an email, man. Say, hey, man, why'd you give me this instead of this whenever you graded my assignment? And I'll go, I don't know. Let me go back and look at it. So I'll go back and look at it usually. I try to make notes in your feedback box on assignments every time. If I grade you down, I try my best to do that. Sometimes I'm in a little bit of a hurry. I'm trying to get things done on a deadline. But it's usually the way it goes. So, yeah. Quizzes. Okay. The quizzes in the shell. You must take them, but they do not count for anything. If you do not take the quizzes, the exam will not open for you. Every once in a while, there's a hang-up. Blackboard's kind of fidgety sometimes. It sometimes messes up a little bit. And so, send me an email, say, I think my quiz hung up, I can't see it, I think I've taken all the quizzes, but I can't see the exam. Shoot me an email. Usually what happens is, I clear it, boom, your exam shows up, you can take your exam. Okay? That's how they go. They're not graded for the course. They're just for you. They're supposed to give you an idea of what the test questions are like. Okay? Alright, late work. I do not accept late work. I may be flexible regarding due dates if I know before the due date, right? But if you email me 3 or 4 days after and say, hey, can I please turn this in? I usually go, I don't care. Hey, buddy. You know, so that's how it goes. Hold on just a second. Let me get the little baby here into his crib. He looks a little sleepy.